Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to some Hold My Beer, Hold My Kebab, Hold My Cup of Tea, Hold My Frankfurt sausage, whatever you want to call it, Hold My Milkshake. We are back with some more OP replays. Today we have two replays for you with big damage, and we are watching a Jaegeru, and next we have a T57. So first up, we are watching Extreme Programming driving the Jaegeru. Good tank. It is a good tank. I know it's a good tank. It can cause damage. It can be brutal, but I personally don't like the tank, and that's because I'm just too impatient with it. It's too slow for me. I know it is a good tank, but I personally just don't like it. But I do like to see a high damage game done in this tank, and that is what we are about to see. So he's pushing down the middle. He's gonna probably get a nice shot there on the grill. Not sure why. Oh no, he misses the shot. He misses that shot on the grill, which is unfortunate. So looking at the minimap, there are a couple of tanks gone to the right side. We know the grill now is on the middle, and now we know that there are a couple of tanks on the left side. So the grill, of course, is going to stay there, and our guy Extreme gets a beautiful HE shot, and there goes the grill. So 938 damage done to him. Now, looking at the minimap, you can see I like what he's doing here. He's looking both ways. He's always looking both ways and looking where should he go. And not a lot of players do this, you know. If they're closer to the left side, they'll just go left regardless of who's right and who's left. They'll just go left because it's easier for them. But our guy here, he doesn't give a crap. He doesn't give a crap how slow his tank is. He's going to where he needs to go, or where he thinks he needs to go. And he was heading right. Even though he was left, he was heading right because that's where he felt that he was needed more. But of course, by the time he gets there, his medium tanks have gone. So now he's, I like again that he didn't just keep going. Most people at that point again would just keep going, like, I'm here now, fuck it, I'm gonna go. But no, he knew the danger and he started to back up. So already I love his gameplay. I love his style and what he's doing, and just his decision making. And of course, he gets a nice shot there into that Jag Tiger. So he's now a one shot, and that's what this can do. Like, people always talk about the Death Star. Oh my god, it's got 900 alpha. It shouldn't be in the game. What about the Jaegeru? The Jaegeru has got 800 alpha. It could do 800 damage. There's not much difference, but the difference is this one actually has armor, and it can actually bounce if you angle your tank correctly. So of course, not an ideal situation with the T22 on his right and the Jag Tiger with one of the best DPMs in the game in front of him. He could really, at this point, with a 3 versus 6, he could pretty much do with an ammo rack. We need an ammo rack. I think we need to see an ammo rack this game. Are we going to see an ammo rack? We'll have to wait and see. So now they have got it down to a 3 versus 4. The T62 there gets a nice shot into him. Of course, the E75 is very low hit points as well. He can pretty much clear him, but nope, doesn't need to clear him. There goes the E75. So they have actually got it now down to a 3 versus 4, but he now needs to decide where he's going to go. Is he going to go to the left or the right? No, he's going to go up, and he's going to clear the tank that was up and had the higher ground, which again, very well played and very well positioning to get that shot, because that Emil up there could have actually caused problems. So nice focus there. So already he's only got 1 kill. It's a 2 versus 3, but as you can see, we got the T22 that's half hit points. We got the Emil there that's pretty much full hit points, and then we have a tank behind. Can't really see at the minute because he just wants to zoom. We've got the T62 that's pretty much dead. Is he going to get a nice juicy HE into the rear of this Emil? He needs to be honest. He needs that HE, or he needs to ignore him and go for this T22, which he does. He does. I didn't expect him to go for that. Now, when you are in a 1 versus 3 situation in a tank like this, it is not easy. It really isn't easy. Just look how slow the traverse is. And the problem is he's got a tank behind him, he's got a tank to the right of him, and he had a tank in front of him. So literally everywhere he looked there was a tank, and when you're in a tank as slow as the Jaegeru, it's not a great situation to be in. Not sure what this T22 is doing, to be honest. He should have been out of there a long time ago, and he's going to pay the price, and he gets him gone. But our guy here is now a one shot, and he's against a full hit point Emil. Now, if I was the Emil, I would just go, just YOLO, just get to the side of him. It's only going to take one shot, and the lower plate on this tank is not very strong. So the Emil, even with the standard round, will easily be able to penetrate him. But right now, the Emil doesn't seem like he's the best of players, because he's just sitting on the cap, and at least our Jaegeru knows exactly where he's going to be. But at this, I thought he was just going to come from a different angle, but no, he goes back into the cap. And now our guy has the higher ground, which is not the best of situations, because now his lower plate is even easier. But of course, he's going to go forward. He needs to get this guy out of the cap. If he gets him out of the cap or resets the cap, at this point, there'll be no chance of the Emil being able to cap. Is he going to go for the shot? He gets a nice shot there on his drive wheel, and again, he's going to be reloaded at this point. He needs to angle his tank, and he starts shooting HE. Why are you shooting HE? Just get around him. Get around him. I've no idea why these tanks are doing it. He's even gave him the option. He's run out of AP, and he started to shoot heat, and of course, because he shot heat into the tracks, it only bounced. And again, he gets a nice bounce there. So 2,100 block damage so far, and he's on 6.8k damage. And at this point, you'd still think the Emil has this in the bag. Yes, he shot one shot of the HE, but then at least he switched the ammo. And with our guy only got heat, he has to be careful not to hit that tracks again. I mean, he could get behind him, or he could try to get behind him and shoot HE, because that could almost kill the Emil. But no, he's just going to wait. He's going to buy his time, and he's going to be very patient, and he's going to wait for the Emil to make the error, and that is what he did. Now, a fair play to the Emil. I know he's trying to bait the shot there, but I love these angles that he's trying. It still shouldn't. I mean, look at the Emil. He's just sitting there. He had time to get around, but the Emil even missed his shot. Now, that was actually hilarious. He should not have won that. Nevertheless, it was still a fantastic game, and he got quite a lot of bounces there. 300,000 credits earned, 8,300 damage done, and a nice game. What a meal was this? I'm not sure. Well, bots, that's why. Bot matchmaking, but he still played very, very good. Next up, we have the T57 Heavy, and we're watching Eman 123. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. The T57, again, is a great tank. I used to prefer this over the AMX50B, just because of the armor profile and the intraclip reload, because it's got a 2.5 second intraclip, whereas the AMX50B had 3 seconds. So it could deal the damage much quicker than the AMX50B could. But nowadays, the AMX50B is just a brutal tank. It really is good. It's basically like a medium. It's a heavium. It's got the speed, and it's actually got troll armor. It's got very troll armor. But the T57 is still a fantastic tank. Not as quick, but it has got that armor profile on the turret. It can bounce shots. It's got awkward armor. The T57. It can bounce shots, but you can't really rely on that armor. But if you're working well with your team, of course, because you're an auto loader, you really need to think about what you're doing, where you're going, who you're with, and what tanks to focus on, because you are an auto loader and you do have a long reload. And again, in tier 10, you'll be literally sitting there for sort of 20 seconds not doing anything. So you need to have that protection at all times, especially when you are on that reload. Now, he has his tanks with him. He has some tanks with him. Looking at the minimap, there are quite a few tanks to the right. Of course, there are a couple of tanks here in the middle. He has targets. And the best thing that he's got right now is he's got protection. So he is hiding every time he is on that reload. Unfortunately, bounces that Yag Tiger there. Now, I personally probably wouldn't go for the Yag Tiger. Yes, it has DPM, but for me, he's probably not the most dangerous target. But he goes for the Yag Tiger. He was the easiest target, and now again he is on a reload, but he has this rock here for protection. And also now, which is absolutely vital, he has the mouse for protection, and the mouse has hit points. We know he has a lot of hit points. So again, he has reloaded. There's one shot, there's going to be 2 shots. Is he going to clear the Yag Tiger? Yes, he is. There he goes. Doesn't care about damage at this point. He wants to clear these tanks, and I like that. A lot of people would have ignored that Yag Tiger to go for the VK just to get a little bit more damage. But our guy is already on 2.9k damage. Unfortunately, his platoon mate ended with 0 damage. I'm not quite sure how you end with 0 damage. Did he go AFK? I'm not sure. But when I was watching this, I was kind of thinking, like, why ain't they going together? They are both in auto loaders. Why are they not going together? They should be working as a team. A double auto loader working together, going for the same tank, is absolutely brutal. So for some reason, his platoon mate just decided to stay in spawn around that area and not come with our guy here. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why he decided to do that, but it happened, and thanks to that, our guy here is going to have a lot more damage to try and focus on. So he has reloaded again, doesn't really take time with that first shot. He gets the second shot, and that could be absolutely vital, because now he could have actually cleared this yo. He's got 1 shell left, but he's not going to be able to clear him. So when you are in a situation like this, like a 2 versus 4, always try and make your shots count, because that could be vital. That could change the outcome of the game, because now the yo can take 2 shots. He has gone for the reload again, which is probably the right choice. He had no targets to go for. He had 1 shell, so he decided to go for the reload, which is good. I like to see that. And again, when the tanks start coming around, he's already reloaded and he's got 3 shells left. So now he can actually focus on the yo a little bit more. 1 shot there, hopefully should be able to clear him there. He does, and then he's got 1 shot to go against the IS-4. So it's now a 2 versus 3. The mouse is still alive at the moment. He is bleeding hit points. But there is a lot of hit points to get through up against a mouse, and there is still 3 tanks left. Luckily, the Vickers is only a 1 shot, but there is also a Leopard 1 that's full hit points, and now he finds himself alone against 3 tanks. Now, what did he go for it right now? Of course, he didn't want to go for the IS-4 because it wasn't an easy shot, and now he's on a reload. He needs to move, because otherwise all 3 of these tanks are going to head towards him, and they're just going to surround him. And when you're in something like a T-57 heavy, when you're on that reload, it's not a good situation to be in. So yes, he's taken quite a bit of damage there trying to run away, but at least he's running away. And what he now needs to do is split these tanks up. Of course, the Vickers is a fast tank, the Leopard is a fast tank, and the IS-4 is not a slow tank. So he needs to split these tanks up and go for the right target. And of course, the Vickers is a 1 shot, the IS-4 is a 1 shot. So already you'd think, right, you need to go for these tanks, especially the IS-4, well, any tanks, because they've all got something good about them. The Leopard has DPM. Now, I love the fact he's going for that HE. That's a big shot there. That is an absolute massive shot. Goes for the second shot into the IS-4, and then he's going for the third shot. Unfortunately, he's only got heat left there. I think he ran out of normal ammunition. Now he's on a reload. He does start getting bounces, and he's actually bounced 2,300 damage so far, and that's proved to be absolutely vital. He's bounced now more hit points than he's got, or than he started with. He has got a couple of nice shots there into the Leopard 1, sets him on fire. So far he's absolutely done brilliantly. Not quite sure why they didn't all push together. The Vickers and the Leopard 1 could have both pushed while he's on a reload. There's 18 seconds, nearly 19 seconds, and both of these tanks have like 3,500 DPM. That's 7,000 DPM between them. But yet they decided not to go together, and they just one at a time. And now it is just a 1 versus 1. He can now take a shot from the Vickers. He can now take a shot. And the Vickers, as we know, is a 1 shot. So he now has the upper hand. But there is only 50 seconds left on the clock. There is not long. And when you're chasing a Vickers around in a tank that's not that quick, it's not going to be easy unless the Vickers just messes up. And of course, what we're going to see at this point, I'm thinking like, dude, you're wasting time. Why are you talking? You're wasting time. This is valuable time. But of course, as he's speaking, look who's there. The Vickers comes to play, and he's now just needs to go forward and he gets the kill. He could have easily lost that because he was typing. If the Vickers was going at full speed around him, there would be nothing that he could do because he's typing. But nevertheless, a fantastic game. 8,300 damage. He gets a steel wall. Kolobanov, almost 2,000 base XP. But again, I don't know what his platoon mate was doing there. I don't know why they didn't work together, but he carried it home for the team. So well played, man. E-Man123. Thank you guys for sending that in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With